Hey guys, Colin Gillespie here. This is my spoiler review of the Amazing Spider-Man. If you have not checked out my non-spoiler review, go check it out. It doesn't really go into big detail because I don't want to basically talk about like everything because it's a very big thing because if you have not seen the movie, I don't want to spoil it for you. So this is a spoiler review, so you've been warned. If you have not seen the movie, letting you guys know. So Amazing Spider-Man 2 takes place right after the first movie. And what I really liked about the movie was you get to know what happens to these characters. For instance, you know what happens to the mother and father of Peter Parker. Um, I really liked how they portray that take, because there have been many versions where the father or the mother lives. Um, Somehow they survive, but you don't see them crash. That's the one thing we could see. We could see the mother and father return because we still don't know if they're actually dead or not. Because in the comics, they do survive somehow. um, Basically, it's a great opening when you just see the spider suit flying down from the building. It just felt like you're there. You're right as basically as Spider-Man. You just feel like the visuals were amazing. The 3D blew my mind. It felt like I was watching it, like I was there. It felt awesome. So the villains are very important to the movie. A lot of people who have seen the original Spider-Man movies, like Spider-Man 3, had three villains: Venom, Sandman, and Green Goblin. Now, what I like about this one a lot more, this is way better than the original movies, of course. Um, let's see. Basically, new villains we haven't seen before: Rhino and Electro. We have seen Green Goblin before, but we haven't seen this take. Um, I like this because Electro was something really cool as Jamie Foxx playing the character. And I love Jamie Foxx. He's a great actor. What I liked about his character, what it reminded me of Riddler from the Batman Forever movie. If you have ever seen that movie, go check it out. Because he's a nerd, he's obsessed with Spider-Man, who saved him. But what I like about these new characters and old characters coming back, for instance, the actor who plays Harry Osborn was in Chronicle. He's an amazing actor. I do not know his name, so I'm not gonna say his name. But I'll just say he was in Chronicle. So if you know that actor, he's that guy. I thought he was really cool. Norman Osborn, because Norman Osborn is Peter Parker's best friend. And what's really cool with this movie is they took it from something I had never seen before. They have it where Norman Osborn and Harry Osborn are sick. Now, because Harry and Norman are best friends, and Norman is the father who looks up to Peter Parker. Same thing with Harry. Harry looks up to Peter Parker. Where they take it to a different route, where they had never done in the cartoon series, where basically Peter, if you look at the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoons, where basically Peter is lucky that Harry's his best friend, because he's a billionaire, and who basically has it where he likes his dad a lot, but doesn't when he finds out that he's Green Goblin, goes a different route. Basically, they kill off Norman Osborn, and I was not expecting that. I thought that he was gonna live or become the Green Goblin. That doesn't happen. But you don't. The one thing you don't see is they remove the body, but you don't know if he's dead, because if you look at the cartoon series, he does not die. He lives inside Harry's mind, and that's really cool. And I thought they could do that, take that route, or who knows if they won't take that route. You never know. Um, but you get to find out more of these characters. For instance, you get to find out the gentleman is the actual big character who, the one you don't see his face, who was at the end scene credit of Amazing Spider-Man 1, when he's talking to Dr. Connors. At the last, if you remember that, that's him, the gentleman. The guy is very important because he helped created the Sinister Six, and that's really big important to the Spider-Man universe. What I do know is I loved everything about the fighting. The fighting was awesome, with Electro being badass. But the one thing I wanted to see more of Electro's backstory. We only saw a little of his backstory. For instance, we saw that he's a nerd. He's basically a huge fan of Spider-Man. He's basically obsessed with this guy. Basically, like I said before, like a lot like Batman Forever, basically a lot like that. And I think with this, it could be really cool to see if they ever bring him back. We could see more of his backstory. Basically find out his family. Why does his family hate him so much? Or anyone else, of course. We do get to see other minor characters, but we don't see them on big for that time. For instance, we get to see Felicia Hardy. Felicia is aka Black Cat, who's very big into the Spider-Man universe, who basically plays a big part of the Spider-Man universe, where she is helping Harry Osborn with his job, and there's a character I'm not going to, something Smitey, and I believe it's Smitey. If you remember the movie, if you've seen the movie, when Harry, the actor, the Jamie Foxx's character talks to a person who has glasses, he works for Kingpin. Originally, he works for Kingpin, and it'd be really cool to get to see him get this spider suit, or because he created these spiders that battle Spider-Man. And I would love to see that, like what they did in the 90s television show. Or we could see Kingpin. I thought that'd be really cool. We could see Kingpin, because if you play the video game, you do see Kingpin. Let's see what else. Green Goblin. That's very important. So, spoilers, this is very big. Green Goblin, to me, looks awesome. I thought the laugh felt like a goblin. I love his laugh. I love his character. This guy was basically, he's like on drugs. He felt like he's on crack. Because he's just like, ugh. You don't want to be near him. But that scene in the tower. Now, what I just heard was they deleted. There was an alternate ending to this Amazing Spider-Man 2, where if you read the comics, Green Goblin snaps Gwen Stacy's neck. Although they took that in the comics, I believe Peter Parker could not save her, so that's basically, I guess, they took that route. But there's many versions for how Green Goblin killed Gwen. Gwen Stacy does die, because she's not gonna live. She's never gonna live, of course. but not talking about the comics, of course. Um, and that's basically the introduction, or maybe the next one will be introduction for Mary Jane Watson. We could see Mary Jane Watson, which she was supposed to be in this movie, but she was taken out. And I like that a lot because she's not ready for this movie because I thought where she shouldn't be in this movie. So this is my opinion. Rhino was amazing. I love Rhino. Paul Giamatti is a great actor. I felt he had fun with this character. You don't see him that long, but when you do see him, he's having a fun time. So if I love this movie, I highly recommend it. This is my spoiler review of the Amazing Spider-Man, but doing more talking about it, we will see more of the Sinister Six in future films. Dr. Octopus, we're going to see Vulture, and many others, of course. So that's my spoiler review, Amazing Spider-Man 2. So thanks for watching, and if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Talk to you guys later.